The internet has found its new favorite animated baby character in Am Groot, is what I thought would happen, but for some reason it's not nearly as popular as um cartoon characters like Grogu and the Baby Grinch, Ice Age Baby. It just never got that same popularity as those did. It was popular when Guardians 2 first came out, but for some reason, I don't know, I guess people just aren't talking about it that much. And I think it's because after the animation panel at San Diego Comic Con, it just got kind of overshadowed with not a lot of people talking about it. Um, and the show is like 5 shorts, and usually I just am not into that sort of things. They're just 5 minutes, and 2 of those minutes are taken up by credits, so not my thing. But since it's canon to the MCU, I'll watch anything canon to the MCU. Groot's first steps. Um, Groot's first steps. It's a little boring in my opinion, but um, it shows Groot, of course, going from a baby into being able to grow out of his pot and walk. And when that happens, he gets replaced with a bonsai tree, but Groot does get his revenge and then eats Cheeto Puffs with it. But I just kind of found it boring, but I'm not the target audience, and it's just not my thing. And it was a little cute, but in the CGI, I think the background and everything is all CGI, and it looks amazing. Groot doesn't look as good as he does in the movies, but he still looks really good. Um, and yeah, so this one, it's not the worst, but it's definitely not the best. I think um maybe if if these shorts were just a tad bit longer, they'd be better. I don't know. Next we have not the best episode, but I would argue the second best episode. I'm Groot, the little guy. So he literally commits genocide. Um, which I guess it's funny, but it is good, I guess. But I just love seeing when tiny organisms and stuff can have a bunch of big um evolutionary technology, like just seeing tiny organisms have lasers like we see in this. Um but also I think in the comics, the tiny organism things that he kills and fights all become an actual major threat in the comics. So I think it's so funny he just wipes them out, but he does leave a few behind, so who knows. He didn't the bloodline, so they can all come back. um Also, just the fart joke was just. Then we have Groot's Pursuit, which is um my I think it's better than Groot's First Steps, but basically the water thing, the jelly water creature thing. I think that guy is pretty cool. And also he's voiced by Trevor Duvall, which also voiced Rocket in an old Guardians of the Galaxy cartoon. So that's a pretty cool callback, and I could watch Groot dance for hours. Then we have my least favorite episode, Groot Takes a Bath, and it's just, I get it, it's supposed to be silly, you have all these different hairdos and a montage and stuff, but the thing is, it was clearly made to make toys. That's all it was, and I think that's just really, really lazy. You can literally buy toys of pretty much all of his different hairstyles and stuff, and I've realized the whole series, they probably have tons of toys on. You can have the toy for the like jelly thing. You could have a toy for Groot in his pajamas from the last episode, which seeing him in pajamas was also really cool. A Magnum Opus is somebody's big contribution to an art form. So, like, there's Shakespeare's Hamlet, there's Christian's Sonic Chill. But for Groot, it's a family portrait. This is my favorite episode because you have Groot making a family portrait of his dad's big sacrifice, and he makes it out of objects that are sentimental to the rest of the Guardians, and he makes a big mess in the end, but it's okay. Groot's okay. Of course, and then Rocket's in it, which is amazing. Rocket's animation is a little clunky in it, but still the fact that he's even in it is really cool. I just love this. It's my favorite. Pretty much everyone that's watched all the episodes, it's their favorite too. And this was really like way better than the rest. So looking back on the series as a whole, it's targeted to younger kids, so I'm not the target audience, and so personally I didn't really like it. It's just not my thing. Of course, Magnum Opus was really good. So here's my ranking of this show. So in last place, it's Groot Takes a Bath because of obvious reasons. Then it's Groot's First Steps. Then for third place, Groot's Pursuit. Second place is The Little Guy. And first place, the best episode, is Magnum Opus. So I have a list of everything in the MCU, and I'm gonna review all of them, but in kind of like a weird order. So I guess this is how it starts with Am Groot.